Good evening and welcome to Flight Sim Gym and our APL flight to London Luton from Glasgow. Without further ado, we'll just set up the aircraft and then we'll go through a couple of things that people have asked about. We're not on no VATSIM tonight. I thought I'd keep off VATSIM while I'm doing this tutorial.
Refueling truck is on its way. Boarding requested. Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Okay, so first of all we'll start with the charts because that's where people struggle. And do we want to get the pushed back tug? Yes, let's do that.
Fuel truck is in position.
51.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
We'll start that one as well.
Passengers boarding starting.
Okay, so this is our approach.
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel
chart.
quantity.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin
So again,
inserted.
it's our arrival chart. It's the Listo 1 November arrival. We'll be coming down here from the northwest. Then you got waypoints here. So where you see it in a box, that means you have to be at flight level 200 by Rugby. Same as Finma 15,000, and then in red you've got your speed restrictions. And if we move over to Glasgow, we need to be at flight level
Locking gear.
080, so 8,000 feet by Glasgow. And the Airbus will do this for us. We just need to put the STAR into the flight plan, which we're going to do now. So, init request, and then flight number today, EZ654. RS init, line on reference, confirm. Wind request.
Good evening.
That's done. Clear that. Cost index 4 because EasyJet. Ground temperature is 14.
Good evening.
Shroppo 29845.
May I see your boarding pass?
And then cruise level
Hello.
is 390.
Welcome on board. This way, please.
Okay, so that's in it done.
This way. May I see your boarding pass?
Okay, into flight plan. Okay, so got a discontinuity here because we've not put the SID in, the standard instrument departure. So EGPH departure.
May I see your boarding pass?
Departing via runway 23. And where do you get your SID from? It's on your
Hello.
operational flight plan. So that's this bit here. Norbo 1 Hotel departure.
Welcome on board.
So we just scroll down and there it is at the top.
Hello.
And we insert that. Okay, so for destination we're now going to put in our star. So you click on destination, arrival,
Hello.
Spy ILS 25, and we're getting that from the operational flight plan.
Welcome on
And you
board.
can see that the star is Listo. So we just scroll
Hello.
down and find Listo. Listo 1 November, there you go.
May I see your
Insert that.
boarding pass?
Oh, big mistake, my bad. But we're also going to go via. Okay,
This way, please.
so if I bring up the charts again,
Hello.
so you notice we've got the Listo 1 November arrival. So down to Rugby, Finmer, Woburn, Jumzai,
Hello.
Zagzo, okay.
Welcome on board.
And then what we're going to do, we're also going to go via Abbott, which is a conventional initial approach for the ILS.
This way, please. This way, please.
Okay, so we're going to come up from down here somewhere,
Good evening.
and we're going to get to Abbott. Okay, and we're going to leave Abbott at flight level 080.
Good evening.
If we're not at 00 by Abbott, there's no worries. We can
May I see your boarding
we can
pass?
enter the hold at Abbott, get our descent down, and then continue on our approach. So
This way.
6,000 we need to be mandatory, so it needs to be done
Hello.
there. And then we're into the
Good evening.
arrival
Hello.
Parkway. Then we need to be at 3,000 by FitMe,
Good evening.
and then we'll capture the glide slope. So that's pretty much it, really.
Good
The
evening.
aircraft will do it all for you. You just need to be able to understand the charts. So again, all the information's
Good
here.
evening. May I see your boarding
Okay.
pass?
Transition level will be given by ATC, and it's standard route.
May I see your boarding pass? Welcome
If
on
you're going to use
board.
VATSIM, oh, my bad, you may get vectored differently, okay? If there's no ATC, then you follow the
This way,
standard
please.
approach chart.
Boarding pass, please.
Again, maximum 250 knots below 10,000, unless otherwise authorised by ATC.
May I see your
And
boarding
then
pass?
you need to be possible descent clearance as follows: flight level 200 by Rugby, and that's all on the chart. You can see that there. Okay, if there's no line here underneath, but there is below, above, but not below, then you need to be
May I
below
see your boarding pass?
flight level 080. If the flight level 080 was above this line and there was no line here, then you need to be above flight level 080 by that waypoint. If we go to the star, okay, this is slightly different, but again
May I
the
see your
same.
boarding pass?
Okay, these boxes, okay, so by 12 miles out from Gal, we need to be between 6 and 5,000 feet. 14 we need to be at 6, Norbo 6, okay. Again, if you're ATC,
May
if
I
you've
see
got
your
ATC,
boarding pass?
such as VATSIM, they may climb you quicker than these waypoints, but for uncontrolled airspace, you follow the star. These gold letters here, gold numbers, sorry, that's your minimum safe altitude, your MSA, okay. You've got 3,000 feet here, 4,800
May I see your boarding pass?
to the west of the airport, and 4,900 to the northeast, which is the Campsie Fells, which when you're doing an approach for 2-3, you'll fly over those when you're doing your turn. And that's pretty much all there is to it.
Good evening.
really all there is to it. Okay, so back to setting up our flight. So we've done the flight plan, and where we can check that that's correct is we'll go to 20 nautical mile range scale, we'll go to plan, and you can see, scroll down, sorry I didn't put the via, did I? Okay, so we're going to go via Abbott, aren't we? So click on the via, there's Abbott, insert that, drops a fish. And now how we can check that route plan, go into plan, I like to put my range scale out to 20, and then we're just going to go through the flight plan. So this is going down to Norbo, and that ties in with the STAR. If I bring it up, okay, we're following this white line here and down, following this green line and down to Norbo, so that ties in. We're going to then head southeast, pretty much all the way down. I'll put the constraints on. Might not show on here, but you've got Croft, Barton, Level, Listo, Penig. There you go, Rugby, flight level 200, Finma 1500. Then we've got speed restrictions. Edcox, again another speed restriction. Jumzai, Zagzo, and then you'll see Zagzo to Abbott. Okay. It's all in there for you. You don't have to do anything. Okay. Once you feel a bit more confident, you could cut this corner out really. Don't know why I just pointed in the screen. You know, if you're feeling confident and you're already kind of 6,000, you could easily just cut this corner out by using your direct key and going direct to a waypoint. Okay, but that's all looks good. So we'll go back to 10, go back to arc. Looks like we've finished refueling and we've finished boarding. So, see what signs can come on. Fuel pumps can come on. And last thing we're going to do is we're going to look about your performance calculator, which I know a couple of people have asked about. So, there's two ways. Firstly, go into your MCDU menu, ATSU, AOC menu, receive messages. You'll get a preload sheet which will give you a range of 0 fuel weight, so 53 tons, maximum 58, takeoff weight minimum 58.2, maximum 75.5. Yeah, let's just give you a ballpark. This is the one you want. It's the final load sheet. Okay, in there it's got your 0 fuel weight, so 53.1. It's got your takeoff weight, 58.3. Passengers 118 plus, yeah, happy. Look up, then you've got your Mac 0 fuel weight, 28.5, and Mac tow 28.2. Fuel in the tank 5.3 tons. That's all in there. So we will accept that and return. And then what we need to now, we need to go into init and init Bravo. So you're going to press this key here, and you'll see these 0 fuel weight, 0 fuel weight CG, and block. So 0 fuel weight we know is 53.1 because we got that off the load sheet. And 0 fuel weight CG is 28.5 because we also got that off the load sheet. And we insert that in there. And block we know is 5.3. And then it's actually giving us a takeoff weight of 5.2. That's not to worry. So these figures here, okay, these are important. Minimum destination fuel on board, so that's how much fuel we should have left once we get to our destination. Extra time, so we've got just over half a ton of extra fuel, which gives us 17 minutes. Alternate, we've got 1.1 tons, which is 33 minutes, and that's for alternate airport. Okay, what we do with these figures now, there's two ways we can do this. 2 secs while I bring up the correct. Okay, so into performance calculator. Now if this isn't working, alright, or you can't sync the can't sync the final load sheet, you can do it automatically. So we're just gonna check this all correct. Yep. Flap configuration will be 1 plus F. Force token no, anti-ice off, packs will be off. Okay, takeoff weight, again we wrote that down, it's 58.3, but the MCDU gives 58.2, so that's what we use. And Mach tow was 28.2. And that is it. Check that the weather conditions are correct, which they are. And change QNH 1008. And you can calculate. Okay, 137, 137, 140. Flaps 1 up 0.6, flex the temp. There is another way, and if you, hopefully this works, if I bring it onto the screen. Yep. So, on the tab here you've got performance tools. You can then go to populate from last flight. There it is, it's all in there. Temperature, speeds, let's get that to HBA, dry, flex. Okay, and so we've got the tour length already in it because it knows we're going for Glasgow, and we calculate that. Okay, so where did that go? Okay, so here you've got V1 126, VR 126, and V2 131. Okay, so your velocity speed, your rotate speed. Feet landing. Okay, so what you can do is you could put those manually into, go into performance, take off 1, 2, 3, and then you can input your speeds along the side. Alright. Only use the ones from the performance calculator, so 137, 137, 134, 137, 137, 140, flaps 1 slash up 0.6. And flex to temp was 68. And that's the performance calculator done. Stick that on first officer's MCDU. Okay, so we are pretty much ready to go. Let's get our charts up. Okay, so at gate, we're stand 8. We're going to push back onto golf, and then we're going to taxi along alpha to holding point alpha 1. Once I've started the master. Well, here, cockpit preparation, gear pins and covers removed, fuel quantity is 5.3 tons, CBOT signs are on, ADAS and nav and green bar reference is 1008, set on both, check. Okay, start the APU. Let's get the beacon light on. another GSX update. Literally updated this morning and yesterday with the big update. And then again this morning, which seems to get rid of the pink. And there's also another one. Okay, just waiting for APU to be available. What can do, ground services, get rid of the chocks. Park and brake is set. Correct. Okay, that's APU available. APU bleed on. External power off. And let's get cracking. Now we want to face east on the Golf.
Release parking brakes, please.
Okay, parking brake released.
Commencing push. All engines are clear. Start at will.
Okay, engine mode to ignition, starting engine number 2. And we'll start the timer. Before some altitude 6,000 if you remember on the chart. Okay, happy with engine number 2, starting engine number 1. That's engine number 2 available. Engine number 1 is just coming online. That's engine number 1 available, so we can APU bleed off, master switch off. Engine mode to normal.
Please set parking brakes.
Park brake set. Okay, I forgot the before start checklist, which was parking brake was set. Yes, it was. Takeoff speeds and thrust 137, 137, 140. Flex temp 68. Windows are shut and beacon light is on. After start checklist. Anti-ice not required.
Unlocking the nose
Econ
gear.
status is checked. Parking brake, yes. Nose wheel, yes. Did of windshield. On and all
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Pitch and trim is 30% and roll
Left
transmission
is clear.
after start
Right
checklist
is
complete.
clear.
Okay, now out of the way, we can put taxi lights on, runway turn off lights on, set that to auto anyway. Auto brake to maximum, that's in case of rejected takeoff. Ground spoilers armed and flaps 1. We'll just wait for the, yeah, she's waving, she's got the tag. Yeah, we see you. If you'd like to move out of the way, that would be very, very nice of you. Have a good trip, thank you. Take off config, done, and let's go. Someone moonwalking over there. Okay, let's do a flight control check. Left rudder, right rudder, left aileron, neutral, right aileron, neutral. Just make sure we get on centre line. Fully down, check, and fully up, check. Flight control control checks complete. Lovely end to the day here in Glasgow. Just waiting on the cabin to say they're ready, and then we'll do the taxi checklist. Aircraft that's taxiing as well. It's not an airliner, is it? It's too small. Come on, cabin crew. Okay, while I'm waiting on cabin crew, we'll get TCAS to TARA, and let's get packs off. Bit of efficiency. So we've got an aircraft coming in around about 6 miles out. So what we'll do is we will hold short. I think it's there. Whoa. Okay. Let's fly by wire. FSLTL traffic having a moment. Just make out that aircraft's lights. Just there. Hey, there we go.
Hello, that's cabin secure for takeoff. Thank you.
Thank you. Reset that. Okay, taxi checklist. Flight controls checked, flap settings 1F. Radar and predictive wind shear on and auto. Engine mode selected as normal. ECAM memo is takeoff no blue. Taxi checklist complete. And lineup checklist. Taking off runway 23, full length. TCAS is TARA, packs 1 and 2 are off. Lineup checklist complete. Okay, we'll just hold there. Wait for this. There it is. Won't put the big lights on yet. I'm going to blind the pilot. We'll put the strobe on, I suppose. That can go on, that can go on. Okay. Approach is clear by TCAS and visual. Landing lights on. Nose wheel to take off. That's good. Okay, let's line up. Okay, is they vacated the runway? I think they have, yes they have. Okay. Okay, throttles to 50%. Throttle steady. Let's go. Okay, flex 68, SRS runway green or thrust set. That's 100 meters, 100 knots, check. Centerline V1, rotate. Okay, positive drive climb, gear up. Okay, that's 2 on. Take off. There's 9 more. That. Come off, and that's 1. Level climb. Okay, and autopilot on. Cruise level is 390, so it's not got any agency on, so we're not that sensitive. Let's open climb 390. Put your seatbelt signs on just for a minute. Just until we get above this layer of cloud. Okay, standard pressure 6,200. So yeah, you've got the heights there, so 6,000, delta 225, and above 5,000. You can check the star chart. There we go. That's what we're on about there. And then you've got Norbo 6,000, Norbo 6,000, settle truck advertising. So it's pretty much finished with the so we'll get this ready just in case. Passing 10,000 feet and landing lights off. ATC, especially VATSIM, they may tell you to get direct somewhere as well. So don't be afraid if they do say direct. Let's I'll tell you what, let's demonstrate it direct. Okay, so ATC tells us to go direct to Lakey. Okay. So what we're going to do, in your MCDU, you're going to press this button, direct. Then you're going to scroll up until you find Lakey. There it is. Hit that, and then insert. And that's you going direct to Lakey. Sometimes they may ask you to hold at certain positions. So if we're at Pendig, say, and they say, I don't know, there's stuff going on down here that's causing ATC all sorts of issues. So we need to hold. We need to hold it Honley. Okay, we've not got that in our flight plan, but what we can do is after Pendig, so we go down to the MCDU. There's Pendig. We insert Pendig. We click Pendig, and then you see next waypoint. We're going to put HOM. Okay. And it's the one that's 220 miles away. And we're going to insert that. Okay, and then we're going to. So if we then look at our nav track. Okay, so we've gone down to HON now. And what we can do there is we can click on HON, and we click on hold. Now it could be that it's already computed in there. Okay. But our minimum height above needs to be 15, flight level 150, so we can't go below 15,000 feet, okay? We're almost over flying the airport there at Birmingham. And max speed 240. Okay, it's a 144 leg, 1324, and it's right hand turns. So 324. No, that's not it. There you go, that's a bit more. Looks a bit more representative, doesn't it? There you go. So, and we will just do this. Okay, and that's how you put in a hold. Alright, but we're not going to do that. So we do that. And then we're going to clear HON, so we don't need it. And then clear that discontinuity. Oh, clear the discontinuity. Why won't it let me? There we go. And that's it gone. And if we go back to Pendig, Rugby, all good. Okay, I think we get to see that signs off now. So yeah, so that's what that means, okay? Right hand legs, 144. Alright. Again, these are your MSAs. Got a bit of ground over here. Flying in Luton. Anything kind of information you need, and there's another. So there's actually another hold at Woburn as well. And because we've already got Woburn in, we can just scroll down to the waypoint. There you go. And we can click on waypoint, and we can enter the hold there. But we shouldn't need to do it. Again, it will give you maximum speed, maximum flight level, and your minimum height above. Okay, so not above flight level 140 and not below flight level 090. Do not proceed beyond Glasgow without ATC clearance. Okay, so here, if you're on VATSIM and you get to Glasgow and you call in and say, yeah, continue approach on course with Mr. 1 November Star, but then you get to here and you don't hear anything else. Okay, you're not to proceed. Okay, you meant to enter the hold, and then either report into ATC or wait until they contact you. Again, maximum speed 220 knots. Maximum flight level is 140, so 14,000, and minimum height above, maximum height above is flight level 080, so 8,000. And that's all there is really to a chart that you really need. Again, there's another hold at Abbott. Procedure can say step descent for ATC and airspace requirements, departure routes cross beneath these procedures, strict compliance with altitude requirements is essential. Alright. Yes, it is, because you've got a major airport here in London Stansted, so it can get quite congested, which is why you need to stick to these mandatory altitudes. What does it say? So along here you've got your frequencies. So 10915. Final approach course 254. That one there. You've got your ATC frequencies along here. So ATIS, radar, or approach, Luton Tower, and ground. And then this is your approach chart. So missed approach, for whatever reason, if you're not fully established, or there's a bit of wind shear, and you want to go around, there's no shame in going around. Okay, this is instructions for that. So missed approach, okay, you're going to climb 3,000 feet straight ahead to Delta 2.3. Then to the left onto track 080, okay, and climb to 3,000, and then as directed. So basically, if you can see that, the dashed line here, once you get there, turn right 080, right 088, and more than likely you'll just continue on and then intercept the ILS again. So that's what that means. So on here you've got your localizer frequency, which is there as well. So you can double check that that's in your nav, red nav. ILS frequency ILJ 109.1.5. Okay, so if there's not in there, you can put that in yourself. Again, VOR frequencies for the waypoints. Then you've got your glide slope. So again, it's about 3,000 feet by final fix 25. minimum descent altitudes, minimum descent altitudes. Okay, so basically if you can see visibility of the runway is 1500 meters, so 1500 meters of the runway. Bear in mind that the length is 2,160 meters. Then if you can only see that much, so we call it half, call it 3,000 meters. If you can only see half the runway, then your minimum decision altitude is 1,100 feet. Okay, same again there. And then as the visibility increases, how much runway you can see, so does your minimum decision altitude. Okay. But for a normal Cat 2 ILS, okay, so that's visibility that's not great. Okay, our minimum decision altitude is going to be 608, which we'll need in a bit. Lovely sunset, some aircraft, some traffic, which is good. And don't worry, top of descent for an Airbus audio calculated for you. Okay. So top of descent is just pretty much available. Other cool things you can do with the MCDU, so you can do a progress. So where we're going, EGGW 25, stick that in there. So as the crow flies on the Brenner 145 at 189 nautical miles. Other things, data, equitime point, so this is used for decision making really. So as you see, we are we're 336, so no we're not. We're 92 miles away from Glasgow, and we're 189 miles away from Luton. So at this point, if we were to have an issue, then it's probably quicker to alter course and head back to Glasgow. But we also have alternatives. And if we look in the flight plan, we just go to airport weather. So our alternative is Manchester, so EGCC. So what we can do there is, let's EGCC, we'll stick that in there instead of Luton, and it will come back. So so actually, if we do have an issue, it's Manchester's closer, so we'll probably end up going to Manchester instead. Right, you see that, it's 100 miles to Glasgow, it's only 69 to Manchester. And just to double check, we'll change Glasgow to Luton. And yeah, 177 miles to Luton and only 866 to Manchester. So stick that back. So yeah, you can see by just using that little tool there that if we get an issue and we need to divert, actually whilst between those two airports it's quicker to go back to Glasgow Actually, we've got Manchester 70 miles away-ish that we can use. Yeah, we can use that instead. So that's quite a nifty little trick. If you want a bit more immersion. Plenty of other stuff as well you can do with the MCDU, which I can show on a later video. Like putting radials and entering your own waypoint, as long as you've got the lat long, etc. This is my 7th flight of the day. I just click on my logbook. I'll read them out for you. So I started this morning. 7:05. Departed Glasgow for Belfast. 8:15. We did the return from Belfast back to Glasgow. 11:10. We left Glasgow for Luton. 20 to 1. We did the return from Luton to Glasgow. And then watched a Grand Prix and had dinner. And at 6:45, apologies, we left Glasgow for Stansted, and then at 7:25 we left Stansted for talking rubbish. It was actually 25 past 6. 7:25 we left Glasgow for Belfast. 25 to 9, Belfast back to Glasgow. 11:15, Glasgow to Luton. 12:30, Luton to Glasgow. 5:30, Glasgow to Stansted. And 7:10, Stansted back to Glasgow. And now we're doing Glasgow back to Luton, which will be the last flight of the evening. But it will leave me with just one more for the schedule. The aircraft just passing the front. Maybe too far out to be captured on TCAS. Looks like it's actually open. Take us. Everyone there? Excuse me. Okay, so there's our top of descent arrow. So what we're going to do is start prepping. So these constraints will already be in, so we don't need to worry about these. What we need to know is where we need to be. So 3,000 feet. So let's get that into the FDU. 3,000 feet. Let's get the oil brake to medium. And let's just go early. So push the button in. And we start descending. Don't understand why that's not. No, I don't want a new cruise level at 3,000, thank you. Okay, let's just right, let's try that again, shall we? Right, there we go. So we know that it's working now because we've got our restriction there, flight level 200, which is for rugby. Let's get some signs back on. Gorgeous colours. It's a company message. Company message, see it there. So now it's just click on the MCDU menu. Click on the MCDU menu, ATSU, AOP menu, receive messages, EasyOps. Now we're not delayed. I thought we might have been. It took us a while to get off stand, only because I was talking. Happy days, return that, and flight. So yeah, we're following the green dot, which is good. If we do lag behind the green dot, there are other things you can do. You can use your speed brakes, etc. see now that we're join the approach chart. Might be over Birmingham. Not quite, I don't think. No. Not far off it though. Let's get his lights off for landing. That'll do. Reduce these lighting down a bit. Ooh, destination data, of course. Okay, so let's yeah, when you note back weather request EGGW meta send. 608. Okay, so 608 is the VA. 270 at 11, 15 degrees temperature, QNH 1013. Okay, so into the performance tab, approach 1013, temperature 15, wind 270 at 11. Yeah, we'll keep that as 608 power. There we go. Never be forgetting that, do we? You see now the next restrictions in flight level 150, which ties in with FINMA down here. Let's have a look at that weather report again. No clouds detected. I beg to differ. I forget to mention on charts. Okay, so these are quite self-explanatory. So if you're not using autopilot, you can use these. So you get to FINMA, we then want to go on a heading of 083 for 12 miles. So if you're doing the speed, distance, time, stopwatch and mental arithmetic, you can work out. Yeah. So for example, if you're flying VFR, but you still don't know, you want to fly the approach for some reason, then you've got timing and distances and bearings there. If you know your speed, then you can work out how long it's going to take you to get there. So estimate 045 bearing, just under 17 nautical miles, north 6.7. And then round to Zaxi. They've also got a speed restriction coming up Eggcox. On. You can see by Ed Cox we need to be at 220 knots. That purple dot is when we start slowing down. And that's our next mandatory altitude. Reduce that down to 10. So that's our rate of descent is just slowed down, which means that we can, the aircraft can slow down to the mandatory speed. So this is us now, just following this route here. Okay, passing 10,000 feet. Landing lights on. Straights in LS. And terrain on radar. Okay, so we're just around this final corner here. So what we'll do now is we'll do approach.
Right, that's the cabin secure for landing.
Let me try something direct. Okay, let's try something. I'm going to try cut off that corner. wary of these aircraft here. Quite a few of them. So what I'm going to do though is go to performance. That's for the approach phase. Here. Something there must be. It's descending, but I don't know whether it's going into Luton. Oh, standard pressure, which is 1013. I don't know if he's going into Stansted or to Luton. There's the airport. It's not. Right, it must be going into Stansted then. One of the aircraft there as well. Okay, approach on. There's the airport there. Let's go flaps 1. Try and get that speed down. Build up some distance between the aircraft in front. See, we're now following this. So we didn't get rabbit in the end, we cheated a little bit. Cut the corner and went straight to Parkway. Okay, localizer established. Tell that because it flashed up the box. And let's go flaps 2. And just get that speed down. The other aircraft's only 5 miles away. But we're going to the right side, that's good. Speed's coming off. Nice. busy this evening. Let's get rid of that. Okay, that's the standard order chosen. This guy in front really needs to speed up a little bit. I mean, I'm doing. Still got way to go as well. 10 miles to the airport.
Traffic.
There it is. Oh well.
Clear of conflict. Climb.
Oh well.
Climb. Clear of conflict.
What happens when you done the ATC and just use fly-by-wire FS LTL. Okay, Glasgow captured, fully established islands. Okay, let's get landing gear down. Someone's going around. Let's landing gear down. I'd like to take off, remember to turn off light on. Around spoiler disarmed. Flaps 3. Okay, flaps 4. Okay, landing checklist. The memo is landing nobly. Landing checklist complete. Okay, my controls. This will be a hard landing. Always is when I land it. It's a big bloody hill in the way. You see what I mean?
500.
See it slopes just about there. Right on the landing zone.
100
Okay,
above.
land is green.
Minimum
Continue.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Retard.
Okay, flaps. Reverse green. Decel.
Traffic. Traffic.
Okay, we're probably going to come off a hotel. And welcome to Luton. Okay, master switch on. Running lights off. Taxi light on. Strobe light off. Start the APU. Okay, we're going to go on to hotel, then on to Bravo, and make our way around to stand 4. Okay, landing checklist. Radar and position wind shear off. Landing checklist complete. We might as well get rid of. And of course, there's someone in this better stand. Too late, I'm already here. Well, this is great, isn't it? Gotta love The Sims sometimes, don't you? No, I'm not stopping yet. Let's never got past that. No, dude. You go where you want, mate. Hope you bleed on. And the engine's off. Wait till it goes below 10 and then we'll get the beacon light off. There you go.
The boarding requested.
Okay, chocks on. Okay, parking checklist. Park brake chocks, engines are off, wheel lights are off, and fuel pumps are off. Parking checklist complete. Well, 7 points in that landing. Didn't get anything out of 5 for the landing rate, which is minus 504. And I lost 2 points for the landing G-force, which was 1.56.
Passengers bus is coming.
Oh, there we go, mate. So my scores. Last 10 flights. Since then, one was done. 93 out of 100. 10 flight 100, 100, 98, 93, 96, 96, 100, 100, 100. Bloody Luton. Leaves me one flight to do tomorrow. Luton to Glasgow.
Passengers deboarding starting.
But anyway. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a good evening.